These three people.
Of these two, three
Sag
people.
mal, Chaim, ich will es
I don't
aber
count.
ja, das nicht voll noch weißen. Stolichny. Stolichny? You don't have to drink yourself, Chaim. Keiner trinkt nicht was, aber Chassidus trinkt man nicht. Chassidus sagt man Chaim.
Dat kan me luisteren, dat heeft dat leven dat naar hersen.
Was?
Heeft ze dat leven dat naar hersen.
Das hat nicht geflavor.
Dat is blueberry.
Oh, this one, the other one.
Oh, blueberry. Yeah, that's the best one.
Take it away, give this nigga back. Das hat nicht
Oh,
geflavor.
that's OU.
That's
That's
OU.
OU.
Zet er hersen.
Wat dat?
OU. Something that's small.
Ja, ja.
We hebben het wat aan.
Mit flavor?
Doe richtig.
Das ist doch Maschine.
De rest als ik drink. Dat hebben ze was. Wacht.
Goeie.
Geheim. Geen cool. Cool. Dat wil je mee zijn. Cool slijmen.
Oh, man.
Everybody. Tali zo'n felle protein. Geheim.
Professor.
Ik wil eens mooi.
To go around to the head table.
Chaim, I think the first thing I'm going to talk about the Rebbe mentioned people were nanash because they didn't say Shira when there was Nissen. I think it's very important here now, the last few days, such a big politician, but there was Monday Nissen, Negatzin, Netzisrael. The idea of Syria is really what in the Gvulis Havayas Yisrael that says in Tana and Chumash. Herman for sure, even further, it said when Mashiach is going to come, we're going to have all that land. Now here, the Rebbe spoke about how there was Nissen, that Yisrael got Yerushalayim and so on. It's not allowed to give it back.
Give it away.
Huh?
Give it away.
Give it away. But here was a bigger thing. They themselves gave it away. Not nobody even, not that so when nobody had to fight with them. They fought with themselves and cleared the way. Now even walk in and they have Hermoin, almost the Damascus. The Rebbe said they should take Damascus. We're supposed to learn the Knesset. For sure, we have to hope that they're not going to give it back. But I mean, right now, it's in Shabbat Hashem Yisborach. Chodesh Kislev, Mamash Nisim, Größer Nisim. Shabbat Hashem Yisborach, we sing. Rebbe very often use the word of Kislev in Toyos Levi Yitzchak. Levi says that Kislev is the word, two words. Case, loy. Hidden things that are really hidden and greater than understanding, and they become loy, become zagale, loy in Lamed Vav, and the Shishamidis, and thoroughly you could see with your own eyes the changes that are happening. It's a month of Gula Bechalal, and you see things that are happening. You have to be Shabbat Hashem. You have to, like the Rebbe said, open up your eyes to notice nothing happens by itself. B'chalal. Anytime you see such a kind of a thing, notice it. This is one Simone Agule. So the Hashem is Bofet and dann singen und tanzen. Und danke dem Eibischen, dass sie euch schleppen. The software is schlepping so long, but it's very good schleppen. Kol. Chaim. O Elokeinu, Avinu, Malkeinu, Meshienu, Yoshienu, Yigoleinu, Ya, Shenis Begorai, Yerachmov Leinei, Golchai Leimoy, Rengo Altiaschem, Achris, Ibrishli, Yeslochem, Leileikim, Rengo Altiaschem, Achris, Ibrishli, Yeslochem, Leileikim, Shenis Bekorai, Yashmienu, Yerachmov Leinei, Golchai Leimei, Engol Tiesem, Achris, Kivrishis Li, Yislochem, Leileikim, Engol Tiesem, Achris, Kivrishis Li, Yislochem, Leileikim, Shenis Begorai, Yashmienu, Yerachmov Leinei, Golchai Leimei, Rengo Altiaschem, Achris, Kivrishis Li, Yislochem, Leileikim, Rengo Altiaschem, Achris, Kivrishis Li, Yislochem, Leileikim, די מאיר, gib mir noch ein bisschen rein. Chaim. There's a Sikh, famous. We put to the Burim. Friedrich Rebbe said like this. Listen, every word is bedoing. Yud Kislev is the Zman Haleide von a Chosid. That's the time when a Chosid, getting born. Yutes Kislev is the bris. He continues. Clarify. It's a vision, Yud Yutes Kislev is the Leide. Don't say the Leide is only on Yud. It starts on Yud, between Yud to Yutes Kislev, then is the time that you're becoming born. A Chosid gets born. And Yutes Kislev the bris. But so he said it's a vision, Yud Yutes Kislev is the Leide. The Aschole is from Yud. You start from the Yud. It doesn't say for Yud Kislev, you start from a Yud. He adds on, what's a Yud? Achsidische Verbringen is the later von a Chosid. That's not the date between, it starts for Yud Kislev. But what starts a Yud Kislev? How could you become born, reborn, till you get to Yud Kislev? It's a process that goes from Yud Kislev to Yud Tes Kislev, but it starts from a Yud and starts from Verbringen, Chassidische Verbringen. So Chassidische Verbringen is synonymous with a Yud, which needs to be explained. But let's first, the Nakuda is Chassidische Verbringen. We have to understand first what a Chosid is. That's been a later from a Chosid. First thing is, say, be born. Chosid is born, Yud Kislev, the Yud, Chassidische Verbringen, what means born? The Rebbe would say there are many sikhs about a birthday. The Rebbe said when he became, I think it's the sikh when he became 80. So birthday means that you, and every year it's a birthday. Not the point because you get older, it's time to relax. A birthday is the time that you have to feel that whatever you did until now is done. And now you have to reborn, start again to a higher level. There's a new job available for you, new avodah now, and avodah Hashem. And you have to start from this new avodah. So born means, or the Rebbe explains it, you see, you're supposed to get the Chosid is born. Doesn't mean that Tes Kislev wasn't a Chosid. He could be a very nice Chosid with all the levels that there are in what a Chosid is. Yet it comes Yud Kislev, or that's the time when you're supposed to start a Verbringen. Verbringen should be, the person should feel that he has to, at how great he is, granted that he is great, there's so much more that he has to do. It starts a new beginning. New beginning in a Chosidis. We have to think about what means a Chosid. But whatever you think a Chosid is, the Verbringen is the beginning of realizing that we have to start a much higher level, a much deeper level, and not just to think that it should be like that, but to bring it down, change in ourselves. So that's what a Chassidish Verbringen is. I mean, this Verbringen that we Verbringen now on the date of Yud Kislev, in the Indian from getting born. So there's different levels saying why must you get born. You could say because you saw. Sometimes it says, the Rebbe says, the closer you get to Hashem, in Kotointin and Geis HaKodesh, the closer you get to Hashem, the more you understand that you're very far from Him. So why do you want to get higher? Because you're already great, but now you're chapsa, there's much more you could become greater. There's another way to look at it, why we have to get born, which is an important thing. In Kuntas Atfille, the pay could be how come there are people who learn a lot of Chassidus, but it really you don't see how they affect. And all of a sudden, sometimes you see that it sprouts out a very bad hanhoge, a midaro, which you wouldn't expect such a person should do. Why is it after you learned so much, and still you see that it's possible to stoop so low in Midas? It's a very important thing. You think of Chabad is Chabad, the idea of Midas, of decent behavior, between Bekoves, Benodor Haveiro, a decent behavior, which is part of Chassidus. And the letter from the Kesslo, he says the Soiros of the test Kesslo should bring the Shanis Kol Midaro Meguda. This is an important thing. It's part of Chassidus, not just to make us a religious Jew. A religious Jew encompasses it also the Benodor Haveiro, which are also mitzvahs, mamish mitzvahs. You have to behave. There's a lot of dinim shchun norach that some has been hogim toivim. So he asked, the Rebbe Hashem asks, how could it be a person who learned a lot of Chassidus, and still you see that all of a sudden you see it's some kind of midrash. You don't, how could such a guy know so much Chassidus, his behavior looks like so nice, and all of a sudden you see that he has a bad teva, that all of a sudden lots is where he gets mad and talks things that are out of line. So the Rebbe said it's because nicht geboren in them. So in Pashtus it means that he didn't start off young with learning Chassidus. Which means the Chassidus didn't come to him, it's not ingrained in him so much. But the Peretz explained it. You could learn it in the next slide. It says like that. The Bemis is the Kunzat Fila is Mushrish in Kunzat Spilas from the Mittel Rebbe. He explains well. Geboren, that is why do you want to learn Chassidus? Why do you like Chassidus? If you learn Chassidus, it's a nice philosophy, nice, it's interesting teaching. It's a yeshistike interest. It's not a real be'emes. You understand how important it is to you, the whole limud and the anhoga of Chassidus. You have to, coming to learn Chassidus should be because you feel you're down. You know that you're down in the Yitzhak is very strong, and you're looking for Yitzhak. You want to run away from the Yitzhak. You want to become born again because you know that you need an Yitzhak to run. That's when you're young. When a Bacha is young, then when he's growing up, and all of a sudden he sees he has a big Yitzhak and doesn't know how to get rid of it. So he goes puts himself in mind into learning Chassidus and davening and working on himself to change himself. So if he would start like that and know that he needs it for it to change his behavior, and he feels that he's very bad, and he wants to improve it, and learning Chassidus to help him and advise him how he should do tshuva practically, and how he should start getting higher and deeper in avodas Hashem. If you learn Chassidus that way, then you understand the whole issue of what Chassidus is, that you take it more seriously, because it's to help you to go away from how far you are from what's in the alien. So the reason why this person, even though he knows how to learn Chassidus and he learns a lot, yet didn't penetrate it, that he didn't change his midas, because he started learning Chassidus just because for the enjoyment. He likes it. It's very interesting thoughts. It's interesting as scholar, interesting things. If he's learning just to enjoy it, it doesn't feel that he needs to be helped, and only Chassidus gives him the advice how to get help. That's why it doesn't penetrate. That's why he's still left with all his Chassidus. Still left with his Yitzhak. The choice that if you want to get born, a chosed is born, you have to know that until now you're not born. Until now you're altogether not there. You make a basic thing, as it says in Tanya and Chassidus, to make a cheshbon nefesh. To make a cheshbon nefesh, no one should tell you what to do. Do it privately. The whole idea of Shalamita is supposed to be private. People in Kishvu Shamita is privacy. It's a private time to reflect. To reflect on your own behavior, and it should be often. And when you reflect, you realize that you have to do something about it. You figure out ways how you ask Hashem to help you. You ask Hashem to be moichel first on your over, and from now on I'm going to start. I'm going to come better. And then the right way moichel is just thousand. It doesn't count how much you cry. It counts as how serious you make the decision to realize that till now it needs a change, and you make a achlota for a change. And then another comes with next week. You come back to it. Did you change? Did you fulfill your commitment? And so on. It's a very important part. So we're saying that you are a Yud Kislev. The chassid has to be born. So it could be for two ways. It could be like we just before, because the more you learn, the more you know there's much more you're missing, and you want to come closer to Hashem. There's another way is that you have to make a cheshem nefesh. What's going on? How serious is it? Do you feel your commitment and your connection to Hashem, to the Rebbe, to Torah, to mitzvahs? Is it only superficial, or is it a serious commitment? Do you feel how serious Torah mitzvahs is to you? Every Yid be'etzem is etzem haneshama. The Rambam is a halacha. It's not chassidus. The Rambam said every Yid wants to do what the Eibishter wants. It's only the Yetzer Hara is covering it up. But in real depth, you really have a strong feeling. You like to be the way you must be. You really hope that you will get there. So the idea is to remind ourselves and to realize the strong commitment, so connection that I have with the Eibishter, and to remind ourselves and how connection to the Eibishter means doing the mitzvahs, not just a nice feeling. I love Hashem. I love Him. Why not? But the loving Hashem means having an avat Hashem. Means appreciation how that He gave us the schus to only even have the schus to do mitzvahs for Him. It's how it's important Hashem's work that we do every second used out doing a mitzvah. Only when you realize how much you're missing, and then you could really come to a conclusion that needs a change, and sometimes you understand it needs a very big change. You have to be born again. One way or another, that's what the Indian is, that Yud Kislev, the Verbringen from Yud Kislev is supposed to start the preparation for Yud Kislev, which Rosh Hashanah Chassidus, that you should start feeling we needed a change, a serious change, whether it's because you realize how far you are, or whether you realize how far Hashem is from how great you are and you want to go even more. But the idea is a big jump, a big change. That means born. Born again means it's a new thing. It's not what it was before. It's not growing up another year. It's a new bria. So this is what a Verbringen Yud Kislev should give. I want to just preface my words. I say it very often because it's not. I was never trained to speak for older people. I was asked to speak.
Alle junge Leute.
What?
Alle junge Leute, nicht ältere Menschen.
So the Friedrich Rebbe says by a Verbringen, what you get out of Verbringen is not so much for what the speaker says. What the speaker says is Ashayim Ashayosem Hashem Befiv, Oisei Ashmel Daber, Sashgor Potis that is speaking about that, is speaking about that. It's not the speaker that he's supposed to convince you for some kind of a change. He's telling you words from Chassidus. So it's Chassidus telling you have a neshama. Main thing by a Verbringen is the Chassidish Niggun. So the Niggun by a Verbringen is like when you have a younger light. You have sometimes a pipe, a rusty pipe, we just spoke about it, and it doesn't let the water go through. It's like stop the pipe. So what do you do if you have a rusty pipe? So either you call a plumber to change the pipe, or something easier. That used to be, I don't know what you call it today, Drano. You put on Drano, such kind of a chemical, you put it in, and that cleans through the pipe to take away the rust. Same way, the Rebbe says there's the brain and the heart. This is what you understand. When you're listening, you hear theories. You want your heart should become inspired and should come seriously umgekocht. To start up the fire, the brennen, we're going to be different. But between the heart and between the brain and the heart, there's this rust. Timtum alev, timtum amoyach, which happens where you see this. This Morim explain how do you get timtum alev, timtum amoyach. But it means timtum alev means some kind of a stop. The Meitzer Agos is pari was but is connected to oiref, and pari the Molek or pari are standing going in the middle between the head and the heart, and they don't let the serious that you understand with seichel that it should penetrate your heart. The chassidische Nigen, that's the Drano. Chassidische Nigen, by the Verbringen, it doesn't mean one of these bump, 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 bump. Chassidische Nigen, a serious Chassidische Nigen, cleans out the rust between the head and the heart. So the idea is that it's what's going to, a real true inspiration is going to be not from whatever someone is talking. True inspiration is you yourself understand whatever you're listening to, but you want to come inspired. That's the time when you think over and it cleanses
from the head to the heart.
Between the head and the heart. So that's my hagdom, and that's where I'm telling you. I'm not expecting to be. I'm supposed to make a person that should come. Sorry, there's one. I should go for protest. But the thing is very important. I'm thinking that's the thing.
Was? Yidayt es Hashem leficha u'bilvavcha. Was bilvavcha? Yidayt es bilvavcha. And the raya, if the raya is tomorrow morning, if tomorrow morning you see a change on what you thought that night before, then it's not real. But if it's the same time I said, and all it is the yadaita, you're not going to get very far. Has to bring you down to the bavcha. The Mela then you say
Chaim. Hashgacha plot, but der Mann, was steht in Tanje, hat es überwürfen, was so ist. Der Hashgacha plot ist, dass ich wohl sammeln, vorausgenommen, einziger Jemje. Nicht Jutkis und Teskis, einziger Jemje, sagt der Rebbe, als der Rebbe hat geendigt, sagen wir morgen, ganz Sefer Atanje, von erster Heilig. Ah?
English.
Als der Rebbe, it says Teresa Yom Teskisel, that the Rebbe started saying, he said Mamorim all along, that later was written and put together in Sefer Atanje. He finished the Perek Nun Gimel. He started Teskislev. He finished like one part of Perek Nun Gimel, and Yud Kislev finished the second part. And book at Yud Kislev he finished the program of Tanya. There was much before it was given out at Tanya, but he pointed out. The Rebbe points out that Teskis and Yud Kislev, one of the things that we're supposed to remind ourselves is the kesher to Sefer Tanya. And he also said before that it says Tanya, the Bulbafra last week. It's very important never to forget. Rabbein say that the Tanya is the Torah Shebeksav of Chassidus. Tanya is like the Chumash of the whole Shas, all the Sfarim, everything based on Chumash.
Which
Full on Chassidus. Everything is Merumas in Tanya. Have to. So Tanya, this the Friedrich Rebbe says. I think it was the last Farbrengen. He said the Maskilim finish to Lamed Hey. The Oivdim finished learn the Tanya. Point is, there are people who don't seriously. It's not enough to learn Chitas and say the Tanya like you say Tillim. It's very important to know the whole concept. What that Rebbe see this Alter Rebbe is Chassidus. Alter Rebbe is an Neshama that Chassidus. He came down the world to Megala Chassidus. He put in the Chassidus, he put in the only thing that the Rebbe actually wrote himself was Tanya, not Toya, not Toya. All the Mammon we have for Dr. Rebbe were not his own handwriting. In other words, it was just he said it, people wrote it, it was exact, not exact, Sebach Tzedek, okay, but Agoy son and so on. But the deal to the Lashon, how much it was Medaik, that the Rebbe, the Friedrich Rebbe says that the Rebbe said, that he said, the Rebbe said that the Rebbe sat 6 weeks to think over, to decide about a Vav, whether you should put in a certain Vav in the Tanya, leave the word without a Vav. The Moshel, it says, it says, Reishis Avoida, V'ikra, V'shorsha, so there's a Vav, V'ikra, and V'shorsha. So that's a dogma, and there's a question, why did he put it next to a Vav? Would he have written it without a Vav? What would be the difference to make it one way or another way? He figured out what another way to bring out his revealed lessons or hidden things, deeper lessons, which every lesson, every voice is important. But there's years ago, Nissen Mendel gave out a book, still in stomach, the Juden and the Chofen. He gave out a book, The Philosophy of Chabad. He gave out what is Tanya about? It's okay, you can learn every page separately. You have different kind of interesting things. But in total, he wrote a sefer from the beginning to the end. What's it about? What's the point? Without learning inside, and having a good knowledge of it, at least like you learn a piece of Gemara with a Toysis Poshet, what's he saying here? And why does the first prayer come before the second? Why can't you link the second for the first? What's the Hemshech HaDvarim? It's one long sefer. It's continuously. It's supposed to be continuously. So what's it going to say here? It's very important to learn what the Tanya is, and especially for sure to behave like what it says in Alter Rebbe explains. Superficially, people don't learn enough things. The Tanya is trying to tell you that you've got to go every minute you're staying with Siyas Nefesh, like you're going to Kiddush Hashem. You're supposed to not have any Hanov and no Mahazeh. And you're supposed to have a Avekles, a Nefesh Nichsa, and Kolta Nafshel Hashem. You're supposed to have a Yire, Leia, Lisbosh, with the Losisborg. And right away, that's what you think what Tanya is. You get turned off because it doesn't seem, before you start taking it seriously, you're looking at the world differently. You look at the world the way, not the way the Nefesh Kis wants to look at it. And therefore, you want to change, and you have to go and say Nefesh, or it's scary, and you really want to I'll back up, leave it for someone else. Shablat of Tanya, he says what he wants to teach us is a major thing. What the Rebbe wants to say, and really if you want to have it in short, there's the Agdom of Shayichud Ve'emunah, which is called the Peik HaNoich LaNar, which after you figure out, comes out, this is really the Agdom of the whole Tanya. He wants to say, you want to be a former Yid? There are a lot of mitzvahs. There are a lot of mitzvahs. They are mitzvahs. So it's the Bekitzer, but in Pek Dalet and Tanya says, for sure, you can't expect yourself to be a Shoyma Toyma mitzvahs, which by that to say, I Efshel Kaiman Be'emes, unless you have some kind of Avavire. You have to have Vilvavcha. You have to have appreciation of our relationship with Hashem Yisborach. To appreciate what our mitzvah is. To understand the awesomeness of what's happening when we do a mitzvah, and Chas v'Shalom, if you lose out on a mitzvah, the awesomeness of it. Not because of the Gehenna, just you're losing out on a chance that you'll never be able to get again. That the Rebbe was saying is in there it doesn't bring it out in the Pekdal the London doesn't bring it out. The Nagdom of Neichel now that the Rebbe says about this. There's a mitzvah v'ahavta Hashem Elokecha. Every day we say a lot of times in the day we say there's a mitzvah v'ahavta Hashem Elokecha. A yid should have ahavta Hashem Elokecha. If you look in the mirror, do you think that you are mekayim the mitzvah? It's a mitzvah you're supposed to mekayim your whole life, every minute of the day, especially when you're in Krishma. The Rebbe says by the time of Krishma. Would you say that you are mekayim this mitzvah? Not a mitzvah, Achdus Hashem. It's a mitzvah that you're supposed to realize Achdus Hashem. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, are you mekayim this mitzvah? And these are mitzvahs kloliyos that if you mekayim them, that's going to help you. You should mekayim all other mitzvahs. That's the yesod, the basis of all other mitzvahs. So the Rebbe says in the Akdama of Neichel Nar, if there's a mitzvah to do it, it must be that it's possible for everyone to do it. It says even a nar, the pasuk Neichel Nar, he starts saying even a 16-year-old boy has a mitzvah to do mekayim this mitzvah of Hashem, and he could do it, and he's going to tell you how you could do it.
Why 16, maybe 13?
Because the Gemara says 16 was serious. You could think seriously. Really, Sad Chinuch, he says that the Rebbe is supposed to even mechana a cotton also in the mitzvah of Avos Hashem. But seriously thinking, when they get 16, as the Gemara says, between 16 and 24, father should teach his son that he should think more serious in life. So the question is that the Rebbe says, if you think something says Shlomoch, that the tzaddikim of a shonim used to daven 9 hours a day, 3 hours shachris, 3 hours mincha, 3 hours Meir. Hey, you having a flying and koloisa nefesh, and he brings a pay gimel right away that the ave is in nichts when comes to nafshi, some nafshi. If you think that that's what ave means, they're right away tuning out. That's something that's only for tzaddikim. It says befeirish that ave is only tzaddikim could get it, and only get it as a schar, whatever it is before that. Matonim el ma'ilo that they should have ave b'tanugim. But you can't say if it's only for tzaddikim and only as a schar for their avodah, they can't be out tzaddik if they're not mekayim the mitzvah ave before that. So there must be a weight of mekayim mitzvah ave even for every yid, even as a young boy, without knowing a lot of Haskalah of Chassidus, without thinking very deep thoughts to become inspired with the Hafshota of Elokus, the Aflo of Elokus. It's a mitzvah da'aisa, and you have to do it. And the Tanya is saying how that in the Pek HaNoich Nar, the Alter Rebbe says there's a poshet ave, there's two aves. This is a very poshet. The ave of nafshi v'sicho, the ave of kamayim aponim, v'shetanya. That's written in Pek involved the Pek test. The Alter Rebbe says that's called mo'oid for every yid. And the Rebbe like so moed, that means even if you're really down in the earth, even you could get it. Kol moed to everybody, not kol moed to only a person who's not smart. It means even if you're not behaving in Yiddishkeit the way it should be, even you could get it. This ave combined upon it. The Rebbe says that in order you should be able to have its oivos of mitzvahs ave, you have to start off to having Emunah, Torah, and Emada, beichud evadus yizvot. Don't say in the shaykhut of Emunah. But to have an appreciation of what the Eibishter is, and then going to the ways we divide this in shaykhut of Emunah. It's not the chelik in shaykhut of Emunah says the word is nothing. The appreciation, what is the Eibishter? Yeah, what is that? The appreciation. Who is the Eibishter that you're having an ave to? Who is the Eibishter that's giving you mitzvahs? Who's the Eibishter who gives you the chance to do mitzvahs? Then you continue. Once you have some kind of appreciation, a logic explanation, or at least what you have some kind of appreciation with the Eibishter, then you could say, I'm going to work further to get an ave to this Rebbeinu Shalom. And an easy ave that you kai mitzvahs avos Hashem. So, this is what Alter Rebbe says. If you see the Hemshech of Tanya, it comes to say everybody could get there. He starts off talking about Hayim Adregis, but they continue and later to explain that there's many levels in Ave, many levels in Yireh that everyone could reach. He doesn't say that all you have to do is put a penny in the pushkin. He doesn't say you put in your car, the punch card into the ATM machine and the is going to punch out. You're going to have to do something about it. It doesn't mean you're not going to have to do anything. But you take life seriously. He gives you some thoughts to think about. And even in your level, no matter if you're a tzaddik or not, even if you're a smart man or you're not smart, you didn't learn a lot of chassidus, even you have a chiyuv to get there, and you have a chance to get there the way he teaches you. If a person would learn Tanya the way he's supposed to say, he makes a cheshbon nefesh, he'll understand what does it mean. A serious relationship with Hashem is above. Serious relationship. Not speaking yet. Is even a little emotional. You know how. Even in Avodas Evet, says the Kabbalah's Avodas Evet.
If I may interrupt,
Yeah.
the Rabbi Fine summed up. He says the whole Tanya can be summed up in one word:
Yeah.
mamish.
Okay.
That you should know that it's mamish, that you're a part of the Eibishter mamish. The Rebbe would always say mamish.
The Rebbe's name is Mamish.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole
So
Tanya can be
the point
summed up
is,
as
the
mamish.
point is
Very good point.
that the whole Tanya is really there to tell everybody you could get a serious connection to Hashem and be a real feeling, an enjoyment. I want to say enjoyment and appreciation of the source that you have you have a chance to do a mitzvah for him. So I could say one of the soiras that we should get, the Chodesh Kislev, is we start on figuring out what Tanya is all about. You have to have a time, set in your time, to learn the Tanya. Push it, learn the Tanya. There's so much explanations on Tanya that are available in all languages. Sit down, learn, push it, learn these tapes that people give speeches. You do whatever you want. But you have at least a minimum. What's going on? So is that the Rebbe trying to tell you only that you could that you have to have high madrigas? We're speaking about even Kabbalah soil. If you learn only the beginning of Tanya, you think it says the Perek Tesvav that there's a Oived Elokim lo yavodai. The Oived Elokim is someone who learns 100 times. So learns over the thing 100 times, and that's lo yavodai. Oived Elokim is he learns 101. So everybody is learning. That was to say that people learn by heart, learned about whatever they learned 100 times, didn't go away to something else to learn 100 times. This person who did more than everybody does, more than generally is expected, that person is called the Oived Elokim. Fine. There you think that to be a Evet to Hashem means that you have to do much more. Force yourself. Go stronger, more than everybody does. Perek Mem Aleph, that the Rebbe says the mitzvah avodas Hashem is a mitzvah that avodas Hashem. The Rambam says the avodah is that you just realize what Hashem is. And after realizing that should give you, that you should do the mitzvah the way you're supposed to. Be a from Yid. Be a from Yid, areza avodah shleima. That's called the Evet. Like an Evet to the Melech. You're doing what the Melech is telling you to do. That's you to do more than he tells you. But what he tells you, do what he wants and appreciate who you're doing it for. You're not doing it just because everybody else does it. That's the way people do it. You're doing it because you're doing it for Hashem Yisborach. That's the mitzvah Allah of doing. The mitzvah avodas Hashem is to realize that God was the world, and He creates the world constantly. He runs the world constantly, and He will help you if you behave. The Rambam says, when the Rebbe says, you look at the Rambam, and the Rambam, this mitzvah avodah, the Rambam says you should daven like Shlomo HaMelech said when he started the Beis HaMikdash. There's what his tefillah Shlomo. What did Shlomo HaMelech say? He said, May the Eibusha told David, told Eden to build the Beis HaMikdash, gave my father the reshus to start building it, and we build it now, and now you have the Beis HaMikdash, so this should be the place that everybody knows you come to the Beis HaMikdash, you can daven to Hashem. He says, no matter what, whether it's silver, you need rain, there's a war from Sunday, whatever you want, you're going to come to the Beis HaMikdash and ask Hashem. And you can make a cheshbon nefesh, you need to do tshuva. And if you do tshuva, you bring right away a korban, do tshuva, besvadet Hashem and do tshuva. Then for sure the Eibusha will fulfill. This is the place. This is where you get the Yeshua, because the Eibusha does everything, but you have to be worth it. You do tshuva. Later he says the Klal Yisrael, then every personally. That's where you need kabbanis out that you should do tshuva, so be able to worthy for the milui habakosher. Only a goy that for to be a kiddush Hashem. So a goy, even if he asks, he doesn't do tshuva, you should help him. If he comes to the Beis HaMikdash and asks, you should also fulfill the bakosher. So that's what he says. That's the mitzvah avodas Hashem. Mitzvah avodas Hashem is to know, to realize you're dealing with Melech Machia Baruch Hu. You're dealing with the one who does everything for you, for the whole world, the whole universe is upside down, whatever he wants, whether he does. And therefore, you do mitzvahs for him. That's the mitzvah of Hashem. You don't have to do extra. Not speaking of systemic temple sources, you have to go Gilgal Shelik. Just do the halacha. Do that, the halacha, that's avodah shleima. That's the Peik of Malach. You're not for break this. Well, the Peik of Malach is avodah shleima. So the idea of realizing what means Hashem is Baruch, realizing what means Ayid, that he has a chance to do something for Hashem is Baruch, something that he really cares about, and give us a chance to accomplish so much and to appreciate what we're doing, that we have that. That's the Aviyirah. So that's what Tanya is to give you. If Tanya gives you the map, what's asked out of you, how you start off. Slowly, you can start off with one, and for sure there's a higher level, deeper level, and he explains what's going to be the difference, what the kavanah, how much it matters, kind of kavanah you do a mitzvah, what's the gear for Gan Eden, is the gear for Yishchak Gan Eden, is the gear for Losel, very nice. But the basic thing is first you have to start off actually being a From Yid. And I'm telling you how you should do it. With a heartsikkeit. You should enjoy doing this. That's what the Tanya is about. Now, if you don't even learn the Tanya, you don't even know what he's saying, you're not going to yearn for it. You're not going to know this first. This is the basic of Chassidus. This is the basis of Chassidus. First, learn it. Then use the tricks that he tells you. He's not, there's a general idea about Avos Hashem. Meantime, he says if you have problems, how you should relate to the problems. If you have a relationship to one person, another person, how you should have Avos soul, how you should get there. It doesn't mean but just going to pick up base all of a sudden you can have it gives you just a cloud. Then work on yourself to realize what he's saying and so on. But first, there's a map. He gives you instructions that it says all the problems that he either has in his life. People came to me and asked me. I put into Tanya all the answers for all the questions anybody could ask about his relationship with Hashem. Everything's good in Tanya. Doesn't say just by learning it you're going to change your life. Learn, at least you're getting the map. Then you have to take it and use it. Take it and use it. Takes time, takes effort. Nothing happens overnight. So the point that we're discussing is that today's Hayom Yom, he makes an issue about after Rebbe finished the Tanya and Teskis of Kislev. So if you're looking for things to understand how we have to born them, so the thing you can't be born to be a chosid if you don't know what it says in Tanya and you're not using the ideas. If you decided to think of Tanya, which is between me and you, or you and me, there's some people who think that Tanya is something Confucius. It's something that belongs to the 3,000 years ago. It's not for today. The today people, it's not relevant anymore because today we're smarter than that. We don't do what the Alter says. You see this what kind people in Russia today is different. We have a different avodas Hashem, whatever it is. It's wrong. Tanya is the basis of Chabad, basis of Chassidus, and the Rebbe said so much how Yularichitas. We saw the Rebbe the early years. We saw that the Rebbe always came in the shul with a Tanya, and for the davening Shabbos in the morning, he had a Tanya and he looked at the Tanya for Meshach Zman for the davening. That the Rebbe planted us the importance of learning Tanya, of knowing it. The Rebbe section has a portion Tanya by heart. The Tanya is a basic thing. We can't get away from it. So one of the things that should be thought about in the process of becoming born again, to become a chosis of being geboren. So one of the things should be to take upon ourselves, first to figure out what Tanya is all about. There's 3 pockets, 3 halakim, 4 halakim. Maybe kommt der Sachen, but the earlier halakim, the other 4 halakim are Tanya. Tanya is basic of Chabad. You can be a chosid, you can born a chosid, and you don't even learn Tanya. You know how many people are learning Tanya today in the world? Thousands of former Yidden are learning Tanya. And it would be a nice shame if someone of them comes over to a person that davening in the Lubavitcher shul and has some shot in Tanya, says, I don't even know what it says in Tanya about it. So it's not just only for that. It's for our own self. You have to learn Tanya and act accordingly. That's the point. Chaim.
I think the rabbi really wants to.
You want this chair? You want to be here? das kolos nafshi das kolos Rebbe,
you had permission for this. I offered it to Rabbi Mushkin and he doesn't want it, so I'm taking it.
okay, but you have to eat something, or join the country around the lunch.
Well, I have a big honor.
What am I supposed to do? I tried.
Rebbe would say through the years, we have one Rebbe. The Rebbe Nasi Doireinu, that's my Rebbe.
What kind of pass every day?
Want some side.
Sheikh is going to
I
come,
need a cup, a bigger cup.
and by Trias HaMeisim, all the Rabbeim are going to come.
Otherwise, I have to dip it.
That's right.
You're going to go, we're going to go to my Rebbe.
Yeah, okay, help.
Yet, the Rebbe would verbring on your side, the Simches of the other Rebbe.
For a kayak. Yeah.
But the Rebbe would explain,
For myself.
don't take yourself.
You pour?
Not a lot of things. Ask something.
You want to pour it into my cup?
The Rebbe would explain, the Zinian Nachsidis, it says, Shtalshus Aksorim Zem Yisrael. The idea of a Rebbe is one thing. The Rabbeim, each one of the Rabbeim is a continuation from the earlier Rebbe. On the other hand, each Rebbe has a specific thing, and what in that day, or in general, what he made up, like Avopamai Havazor, what was his special lesson that he taught and gave Sidim. So it's not a problem as Sholem to be if I bring on Yitas Kislev, or if I bring on Yud Kislev, or I bring on Tishrei or whatever. It's all one in the Rebbe. Except every Yom Tov you try to take and learn every of these men in the Chodim, what is this Teilik of this Rebbe, special Rebbe of this day. For my Rebbe, in my Rebbe, what is he teaching us from the lesson that earlier generations, but this Rebbe said. The Rebbe would explain, the middle Rebbe speaks about Rebbe Rashab, especially he spoke about this a lot through Sukkot, when there was different Mashpizin every day. The Shpizin, what was every Rebbe, 7 Shpizin, 7 Rebbeim, everyone was his specialty. So Rebbe Rashab, we said, the Stem Ketmimim. The Tzedek was the Achdus between all the Yidden, Achdus of Nigel Chassidus, Achdus of all Yidden. The Mittel Rebbe made a issue. Mittel Rebbe was the enjoyment of learning Chassidus, by Hachove. Mittel Rebbe is a Madrigal of Bina, Hachovas Habiyur. Mittel Rebbe took that Boron of Delta Rebbe and expounded on them. Take the same Maimah and he wrote a Maimah could be 50 pages, 60 pages to explain it even more barichas. Mittel Rebbe's Inyan, the way the Rabbeim told the stories, Mittel Rebbe was specialty. He was busy, his whole mind was always in Chassidus, in learning himself, deep Mamor Chassidus, deep Havon and Chassidus, and seeing to give it out to the Chassidim. The Rebbe said, Tavshechav Beis, the Rebbe said that Mittel Rebbe would at times say in one day 3 Mamorim. And he would say a Maimon could be 4 o'clock in the morning. He also would say a Maimon. And it's something he didn't finish one, ready for the next one. People, the whole thing, all the Chassidim was busy. The Rebbe is a Chassidus, and everybody is busy with the Chassidus that he said. Mittel Rebbe, not only that he was, the Rebbe would say, the Friedrich Rebbe said, or certain, I think it's a Tzedek said, or a Mishver, that the Mittel Rebbe, if he cut his finger, it wouldn't come out blood, it would come out Chassidus. That's his whole life. His whole life is the Avon of Chassidus. There's a in of being Dovuk to Hashem Yisborach, and there's a in of being Dovuk to Hashem through understanding Chassidus. And Mittel Rebbe was busy with explaining Chassidus. His whole life was explaining thoughts of Chassidus to Chassidim. The Rebbe would said many times that you see from the letters from the Mittel Rebbe that he is busy. He gave out new Svarim. There's different Svarim that besides the Mammon that he said we should only printed lately, but the Svarim that are printed Amol. So there's Mamorim like Imre Bine, that is a very deep Mamorim, and there's a Mamorim like Rekeach Rivrim, which was about Tshuva. The different kind of Svarim for different level of people. The point is that people are very poor. It's hard for us today to understand the poorness, the way Eden lived earlier years. The Mittel Rebbe was busy when he printed a sefer. He figured out that it should be different. A sefer is put together with a lot of kutreisim like boignis. It's that a lot. So how much you should sell? You should make the cheapest boigins. You sell it cheaper so a person will be able to buy it. He's busy figuring out how could I make something divided in such a way that even Chassidim who have no money, they must learn Chassidus. They must get this, and they must learn it. That was his whole life. And this is what the Rebbe said. The Mittel Rebbe wanted. He said, if 2 younger light were walking in the street and meet each other, it's a very important thing. We spoke about this once. You meet someone. I remember I remember I was working for the mikveh. I had to go somewhere to be place with someone. I went on an elevator. I was a big building, so it was almost 20 floors. So go on an elevator. It comes in a goy. Says, how do you what do you say yesterday to the hockey game? What do you say? This guy won. I say, like, in other words, it's for sure that what you talk about, you speak about the hockey game, for sure I also know about it. So when he wanted to be nice to me, let's have a pilots from wherever this happened by the hockey game. Mittler Rebbe wanted. And Chassidim meet each other on the street. And you want to say hello, and you want to talk something. What are you going to talk with your friend? What are you talking about? Talk about a hockey game. You talk about problem in business. You talk about a lashon hara about someone else. What are you talking about? Maybe in the mikveh you can't talk about chassidus, so you have to talk about, or you better keep quiet and don't talk altogether. So that's the best thing. But when you're outside of the mikveh, when you meet someone else, we was Redman. So you want the Chassidim, what's the automatic, what do people talk about? You talk about a Maimon, you talk about the Loy. That was his whole wish, that Chassidim should, that's over the business, that's the main, them letmen. And ich reden, not speak about what's doing in a newspaper, what's doing a hervis, doing a he's talking about that was the mitzvah of the Rebbe. Mitzvah of the Rebbe, I want to tell you today, there's different shul, there are different people that I know. Velvel Kanikov, there's another one, who sells the flowers, his son. He sits in the shul, the guy, just the mitzvah of the Rebbe's mamor. They are very, very poshut bekochtza. It's very interesting. It's very geschmack. Long mamorim, very interesting biyum, and not all very deep, but with a lot of explanation. The geschmack, puts it like geschmack chassidus. And the Rebbe said you should. This is what mitzvah Rebbe's opinion is. You have, and it comes that day of the Yud Kislev, Tes Kislev. Learn from the mitzvah Rebbe what his ashpor is. To learn Chassidus. This is what Lubavitch is. Lubavitch is learning Chassidus. It says that on Yom Yom, every person has to learn every day Chassidus. If he's a Tomim, he has to have a share every day. If he's not a Tomim, he can have a few days a week. But you have to learn Chassidus. It's not possible. I would say not possible. You can't say. Another way we're speaking about is all Geboren werden nach Chosid. Yud Kislev geworden nach Chosid. What do you think is a Chosid? What is a chosid? Someone who wears a kapote. Now today there's all kind of levels of kapote. The kapote is according to the length of the wife's dress. So there's some that go down to the bottom. Some have a little higher, chopped off, the kind of Islam. There's different kind of kapote. So a chosid is someone I saw on the street, a person with a kapote walking with a dog. Also, everything is possible. Does the kapote make you a chosid? Does the streimel make you a chosid? Does your hat make you a chosid? What's a chosid? What's a Lubavitch a chosid? I don't think anybody would say logically, a Lubavitch a chosid could be someone who doesn't appreciate Chassidus and doesn't learn Chassidus. You have to learn Chassidus. And you have to understand Chassidus. There's different mamorim that you have to slowly start from the beginning. You want to understand more, then go learning more. But you have to spend time on learning Chassidus. You have to learn Gemara with Chassidus. You have to learn Chassidus also. A Chassid, you can't. I'm asking you, someone. I mean, I don't want to speak about negative, but someone will ask you, what's a Chassid? How you describe what's a Chassid? Could you, in your description, would you include also the Chassidus? Not that he has to know Chassidus. He has to learn Chassidus. To learn Chassidus. We want to understand more and more Chassidus. Could you say that's possible to be a Chassid, a Lubavitch Chassid, without constantly learning Chassidus? I'm telling you no. Except you say I'm from the old timers, so maybe that's the way. I'm just telling you we used to be for all the years from the Alter Rebbe. Now they are new tkufa that people could say you could be it's according to the kapota that you wear. So if we're speaking about Yud Kislev, Geboren werden nach Chosid, the major thing in Yud Kislev is this is what the Bittul Rebbe's inyan, but he is mashpia the geschmack, the appreciation you feel the holiness of Göttlichkeit we learn mit der Rebbe's Mamore. You see that as something that's of course it's a herre wie versteht wie say. So today is Yud Kislev. We reden out that the Rebbe says that Yud Kislev is the Zman a Chosid Heiptom werden geboren. It starts from the Verbringen. We didn't speak about what he says, that it starts from a Yud, which is another Nakud. Chassidische Verbringen means we sit together and discuss things, and bring out, whoever talks brings out some thoughts from Chassidus, and as you said before, Chassidische Nigen, you try to internalize it and to Venus Eure that you should behave according to what Yisrael alone is telling you. That's logic. It's the way you should be. But in order to bring it down, Vashovel Alev, da haben wir Chassidische Nigen bei Verbringen, Biyachad, Chassidim Biyachad. Venus Eure werden so the Heiteres Meiser. Chai. Chai.
You have a lot of experience Many years they're going to watch the video and they're going to know who's beating him. Can I face you a few seconds? See who it was?
You can see the camera who was?
No, I was saying, should I face you a few seconds? See who it was? Say hi. You know, it was important.
Running his YouTube channel.
sweet.
Brisky.
Your daughter's okay?
Zok l'chaim. Men zok l'chaim. Was komt er van? Zwaar is wenn je dat zit neveren.
This is my cup.
Chaim.
All right. Now.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Sorry.
I want to finish my thought. I should really I should have the Cheretz and let the Berel bring the oil. They asked me to speak. I thought that I started, and I think it's important. So I'll finish it fast, and I'll let the Berel continue. Chaim, they bestellen, we should all alle sein gesunde stark und Spraches. Dann noch siedische Nachas von unseren Kindern und unserer Einiglach. Alle so sein gesunde stark und so der Lem Mashiach Gesundheit, der Korrev Mamash. In this lotion that I mentioned before I put it in Burim, it says, es hebt sich auch mit der Jud. Es hebt sich auch mit der chassidische Verbringung. Hebt sich auch mit der Jud. You could, if you want, take it. Chitzoini is dik, say just it means Yud Kislev, we start Yud, the Yud of it is Yud Kislev. The way Chassidim interpreted it, that the Yud is symbolic. It's about Yud. Werden geboren, chassidische Verbringen, Yud Kislev, Nakude is a Yud. When you see this, you learn this different remozim, or different thoughts, explanation, what you find in a Yud. Yud is a nakude. Yud, says Chassidus, is the small, the biggest, first beginning and change from nothing to something. Starts with a nakude. Nakude, kaf, shetach, starts with a nakude. In the nakude, people remember Chassidus, there's the nakude Rishimu. So there's a different taich in nakude. One taich in nakude is that it's the beginning of something. Something starts, nakude kaf, shetach. Someone in Malamed was teaching, or Rosh Hashiva is teaching, first it says the nakude. Nakude is the whole thought, put in short. This is what I want you to get. Later I'll explain it. So nakude is Haskolas Hagilui, it'll be more Barachove, Spashet, from the Yud becomes a Vov, from the Vov becomes a Hey, Shemavaye. So the Yud is that Haskolas Hagilui, which is alone might be very enough to understand that we're saying Yud Kislev, a Chassid geboren, a Chassid has to know, a Chassid is someone who knows that he has to help someone else. He has to be a beginning of something else will come from him. He's there from the world that he should. Why did Hashem put him on the world? Why Hashem put me on the world? I should accomplish something. I have to bring a lukus in the world. I have to even put andere Yidden, bring closer to Hashem's world. It's so you could say, ein word, the Yud of the Farbringen of Yud Kislev should be about, in this point, the beginning, a new start, should geboren werden, a new start in our understanding and accepting one ourselves, appreciate that we have a mission, that it is to verspreiten Jiddischkeit, verspreiten Ardus Yisborach in the ganze Welt. Wenn Jiden so nennt die Welt zu dem Eibischten. There's another touch in Nakude that's called Bittel. Nakude is Bittel to something much greater. Just the opposite. Yud is the first touch in Yud is that it's the beginning of something lower. You're explaining to someone lower. You're going to bring things to something lower. The other Nakude is Bittel. It's a very in see this. In Dechem Tzesechem, it is Achtas Hashem, the Alter Rebbe says, Zeu Iker Achsidus. As in Shtok Kein Ich. Ein Eidnel Vadoi. Giving ourselves over. It's a major inyan. Yisoid Achsidus is Wegem zu dem Eibischen. A bittel Tashem Yisborach. A bittel means not that sometimes I'll do it, sometimes I don't do it. A bittel Tashem Yisborach means immense emes and truth of Ein Sof Baruch Hu. I have no right to exist if I'm not doing what the Eibishter wants. Have to accept is a positive marshal in Kabbalah's oil, which is Rebbe's Amorm a lot explained as a positive Kabbalah's oil is even greater than higher dags and bittel. But Kabbalah's oil is a positive bittel, but it's very deep. What's the Kabbalah's oil? Says the Marshal, we don't know today because the modern life today, you don't understand that. There used to be, from the time of the Chumash, they were the Eved. There was an Eved. There was an Eved in the Chumash, there was an Eved in the Gemara, there's an Eved all the way through. There's a slavery. What's an Eved? So there's the Eved Api Aloche, there's the Eved Ivri, there's Lahav the Eved Knani. What the Eved means, what happens like this. For whatever reason a person becomes a slave to someone else, whether he needed money or he stole and has to be sold to pay for his money, whatever it is, a slave means that he understands that he has no personal right to do what he wants. He belongs totally to the Balabos. And he has to 24 hours a day. As soon as we don't understand today, the younger generation doesn't. I remember people years ago when I was older than many people over here. I remember in South Africa they still had slaves. And what was a slave? Gotta come. 24 hours a day, the slave is ready to be called, and he reflects what he wants, whether he likes it, he doesn't like it. He doesn't belong to himself.
The soldier in the army can't question the commander.
I don't know if the army is as much as a slave. I don't know. I wasn't in the army and never was a slave. We're speaking here, the marshal was a slave. The idea is that as soon as he became a slave, he understood he has no right to object. He has no personal right to what he wants. He likes to sleep, and the guy can come up in the middle of the night, tell him, gotta do, go over here, gotta, go to the roof, is leaking, whatever. He has to be ready 24/7. The idea is to accept you don't have a right to exist at all. Who do you think you are that you have a right to say what you should do? A Yid, Avodah Yatem, a Yid knows Hashem is creating him constantly. Hashem is himself is creating. It's not just someone. Hashem is who is Melech Malchei Amlochim HaKodesh Baruch Hu. He is making him every second, creating him every second, and he tells him what to do. Do you think you have a right, that Hashem will give you a right to say, give you that it says right in the beginning, Shavis Hashem Neti Summit. You sleep in bed, and the clock gets up. You're speaking about getting up to Chatzos. Let's say, whatever one reason or another, you're put of a Chatzos, which is a separate issue. Or at least you get up, it's time to go to shul. The clock is ringing, and you're saying, close the clock, I want to snooze another thing. So what's going on? The clock is telling you, get up to daven. And you're saying, I want to sleep. Do you have a logical explanation that you have a right? You have to go to daven, the media is going to daven, and you want to turn around on the other side of Chorop. The concept of understanding that a Yid does what the Eibishter wants. He has a Rebbeinu Shalom. And he created him to be a Eved Hashem. That's basic 101 of Chassidus, of Yerushalayim. So we say there's a bittul, versteht sich that there is levels in bittul, because here you say just a bittul, even a bittul that a slave has to his owner. It's like you say a ox. The owner tells him to go get his horse, to go and schmeißt them and gay. Does he have a right to say, excuse me, I want to sleep? He's also a mensch, the also have a leg schlafen. Does he have a right? A Yid is supposed to feel that he has his whole living, the whole life is just to do what Kavayol tells him to do. That's the Yisoid of Bittul. Later it says, you learn more Chassidus, you understand a different, who the Kavayol is. Melech Malchei Amlochim HaKodesh Baruch Hu. It's very important. It says in Tanya, Pekmei Malef, if you want to have Kabbalah soil, first think about the Gedolos Yisborach. Malchus Yisborach. Malchus Kodolam. Malchus. These are, the more you respect who you're talking about, who you're talking to, the more it'll ingrain in you that there's no right, a kind of who gives you the right to say, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want later, don't bother me. You have a right to say that. So that's the Yud, not a Taichi Yud. Taichi Yud is bittul, is aveklegen sich. It's not the word that du bist garnished. Du bist avegen zu dem Eibishter. Not that you versteht sich, everybody understands Achtes Hashem, what is he to the Gabba Hashem is book, he's Koya Kob, Koya Bottle of Sea is a Gonish Wert. But the Eibishter will yeah soll sein. Und ganze Reihe, what he is only that you should bittel to the Eibishter. Is battles to the Melech Malchei Amlochim HaKodesh Baruch Hu. So that's the Yud that a Chosed is supposed to get. One touch at least. What the Chosed is supposed to get on Yud Kislev is to ingrain in himself the scholar of Chosed becoming born is to get the bittul to Hashem Yisborach, a bittul to the Rebbe who gives us the feeling, the real feeling and appreciation and the awesomeness of Gdus Yisborach, who we get, that's the Ashpor of the Rebbe. So the beginning of Yud's Kislev of Verbringen is that we should have come to conclusion. It's very nice to talk. I have the armor that I can talk. But to be there and to seriously get there, it needs serious thinking and serious decisions. And the idea is, if you want to become born a chassid, a new chassid, not the way you were yesterday, a higher level, one of the things starts off with a yud, with a bittul. Is batlos to Meibishten. Is batlos to the Rebbe, the Nosei Hadoros, telling us exactly what the Eibishter wants us to do. The respect for the Rebbe is because he's telling us what the Atzvos wants. And not just he's a human being is telling us. He's telling us what the Torah wants, what the Eibishter wants, the Atzvos himself wants. So that's what we're supposed to start getting. It says in the Sikha, you start Yud Kislev. The whole week till the Kislev lower more and more and more. It should penetrate in us the Yud, the bittul to the Eibishter. So that's one shot in the idea of Yud. Another shot, we'll say, I have to give some more l'chaim. There's another Taishin in Yud.
Kohen.
Can singen and niggen.
Who's in, goes out.
So the explanation why before Yukas Kislev came before the deliberation.
The Rebbe speaks about that.
Yeah.
If there'll be time, I can't stay too late. I have to go to sleep. I want to finish my thoughts. Hi. David should help as one of the Zikdei Chassidim here in this community. My fervent wish and hope is that the Reichkeit, the Heiligkeit, Mונטריאול Chassidim had, is cautious to the Rebbe. Chalal, the feeling of Kedusha, the feeling of Edelkeit, the feeling from what's a chassid is? We should be able to pass it on to the other generations here in Mונטריאול. We zijn nog als Mונטריאול, wie ze gaan amol. Can boy, but at least ze gaan amol. Ze gewen Klal Chassidim nu Mונטריאול is a chassidische Stadt. Ze gewen Chassidim, ze gewen Peretz, ze gewen Belay, Kvod, chassidische Jiden. Dan hoor je gewen you don't have to fight with Vergräbkeit. Das ist verstanden, Chassid. Du hast sicher ein friedlicher Rebbe. The Rebbe Rash said, es passt nicht. Man, es passt nicht. A Chassid, certain things, es passt nicht. You know, if you're a Chassid, this is not a behavior that's fits a Chassid. The level of es passt nicht has become, I would say, the bar has been brought down. Eben staat on das Kuf heben. Chaim, Chaim.
Just to mention, how people in Chassidus, Sviros Gurabi had to share every morning 6 quarts of stuff like that. Chassidus before that.
Wo ist die Dorf Simche? Die Dorf Simche? Ha?
Samer Zanin.
Hier kommt zum Samer Zanin. Ha?
Geht was in der Skala.
Ich deed toch nog een skala. En met z'n de shit. Nee. Na tegen wat daar.
Harvey's charging charging him per hour?
Mizdanik, Vod, Kesem, Vod, Yidel, Ava, Shifel, Kesem.
gerät von Yehuda Ilo,
Huh?
gerät Yehuda Ilo. I'm not with
Harvey,
Are you charging them per hour? I hope not.
Maps zijn gelost. Bel. Nog aan nikken, aan nikken, aan nikken.
Was hast du zu weisen? Was hast du zu weisen?
What you remember the death threat?
Hey, ja,
Harvey, you remember what the death remember when they came in on one way.
The only one that I have. You have to do that.
You have to do that. Okay.
Oh, you need
A long boat.
that is I feel that Voida should have much. I want to finish my thought, which is very important. Asked me if I break today. I don't know why. I thought there's a thought that maybe I could bring out. Hagdim. What's the whole story of Yud Kislev? Yud Kislev, that the Rebbe, the middle Rebbe, Chag HaGeula. He was the Geula. He wasn't. The Rebbe explains he wasn't in such a terrible, in a prison like the Alter Rebbe. They were wearing house arrest. The Rebbe makes on everything an issue. The Rebbe explains why it already happened. Yitas Kislev already happened. And Yitas Kislev was that the Alter Rebbe, not only that he was Zoiche when out of prison and the Rebbe was given what you call Ezrach Nichbadl Deyoisov. There's such a kind of a thing in the Russian government that they have certain people that says you are so because he helped the war against Napoleon that the Rebbe got a title and he is a choshev person for the government of Russia till all the generations after him keep on should be respected because the Rebbe has helped a lot the government. So how come, after all this, the Rebbe is not put in the prison, put in jail? It's a different issue. The Rebbe speaks a lot about that. And why Yitas Kislev happened earlier, and Yud Kislev happened later. And in a month, Yud Kislev before Yitas Kislev, the Rebbe explains why, on one hand, the story of the Rebbe happened after the time of the Alter Rebbe, and yet it's Ban HaGeula is before Yitas Kislev. So the one part that it's beginning with the Kislev, one part it's learning with the Kislev. I don't want to speak about that, but it's a very major thing. What's the story? What was he jailed for? The Alter Rebbe was says the Chassidus explains that the Rebbe was Noam Haze was like that, and Noam Habo. It was against the idea of expounding Chassidus in Asogya. The Shem Tov was Begal Chassidus, the Rebbe was Begal Chassidus, bringing down Asogya. There was a Kittub of Milo, and even in Gashmis, there was the tiniest Alter Rebbe was about the way he knew teaching Chassidus, teaching Yiddishkeit in a different way. Mittel Rebbe, if we would know the story of the Mittel Rebbe is a very interesting story. Why was he in jail for? You ever thought about it? Why is he in jail? It's a Pel de Kazakh. Could you imagine today a Rebbe being in jail? What happened to the Rebbe being in jail? But in Russia, if you're in jail, it was a terrible thing. The Groise Tzaddikim were in jail for months, for years. So early on, he's in the Golas. So das kann sein von größer, aber bei Geshem Gola was in jail. The größte Tzaddikim were in jail. What was the point of the argument or the difference? What happened? What happened was this. Read about it. You should try to inquire. What happened? What happened? Why was that Rebbe in jail for? The Alter Rebbe is jailed, they snagged him or against him, they snitched about him or whatever, looked kind of tiniest about him. What time would they have a tiny to Mittel Rebbe? Mittel Rebbe was people from his family who snitched onto him to the government that he's raising money for himself. According to the government, you're not allowed any robbers, not allowed to force people to raise money. Now they collect money, everything goes to the government, whatever. So there was a falsified documents. Family of the Mittel Rebbe, Mishelono, who wanted to have more money. He raised money, and they felt because they have family, they're entitled to have a cut, and they didn't get it. So this Nishnat Alter Rebbe, And they made a whole, and they falsified documents. And the point was, the Shakratari was that the Mittel Rebbe explained that Chassidim give him money, that he should have to have a Bismedish, but they should Chassidim on their own. We don't force the Chassidim, it doesn't force them. The kesher of Chassidim to a Rebbe, that on their own they understand how important it is that we should have a Rebbe, that should have whatever he needs, the Chotzer, whatever he needs Chassidim, and we give money on our own. That's how he won the case, because he proved that the document was forged, but the way the Rebbe brings it out, the Friedrich Rebbe brings it out, that the Gula mit the Rebbe was about Rebbe and Chassidim. It's a Retzach nicht wegen Chassidus. Teures Chassidus was with the Alte Rebbe. Yud Kislev was, the Milchama was about how important that the government should understand how important it is that Chassidim have a feeling for the Rebbe, that on their own they give everything that they have to give away to the Rebbe. The bittul of Chassidim to the Rebbe, the kesher of a chassid to the Rebbe, and that was why he was in jail, or was in what do you call it, house arrest. But it hurt him a lot. He didn't live to see the end of it, because they all really only after the Stalkos, that was the Paskadov, everything is the Hiskosha Yosher. The Nakuda is that Yud Kislev is this man to be Nisoyer of the tremendous importance how a chassid, what he feels, his feeling to the Rebbe, how important it is for him. He gives himself over totally to the Rebbe. Give all his money, give to the Rebbe. Yeah, it's not a Rebbe, that's for my Rebbe. The feeling for my Rebbe. I want to bring out, Bekesha was there, came out lately a Maimer for the Friedrich Rebbe, Tavish Pei. Tavish Pei means the first year that the beginning of his B'Tzias. There's another Taish in Nakuda. We say Yud Shvat, Yud Kislev, Eitzrof and Yud. What's a Yud? A Nakuda. Before we spoke that it's a Kuda, that's a beginning of something. Nakuda, that's a bittul Sadhaya. Then a Nakuda, Spheres HaMalchus is a Nakuda. Spheres HaMalchus is a Nakuda, it's Nasus Atzmi. Spheres HaMalchus is the feeling, the expression of his Nasus Atzmi of Ein Sof Baruch Hu, much great, have Nivdal. Atzmus Yisov is much greater. Nivdal is no way to understand who he is. Atzmus Yisov is Atzmus. And Atzmus Yisov is Bekasha to himself to Oilmes to Svias HaMalchus, the Nekuda of Svias HaMalchus. Svias HaMalchus is a kesher, V'atzmis is a kesher to the Havdolah, Mohusa Havdolah of Atzmus Yisov. Shomis Yisrael have a feeling, it's called Kuda Basmelech Nima, even in the Basmelech. The Kuda of Basmelech is the Kesher Atzmis Yisrael. What's a Rebbe? Every Yid is Mekushet Atzmis Yisrael. The Rebbe is Mekushet Atzmis Yisrael. Every Yid is a Chelik Kam Mal Mamish. But on the Rebbe you say, that the Rebbe is v'atzmi sofem lubish in aguf. Rebbe you say man pnei yod navai dorashbi. A Rebbe is that he lives and reveals the appreciation of the Havdalah Atzmus Vein Sobo, and he passes it on to Chassidim. That's the in of a kesher of a Rebbe with a Chassid is not logical only, not only the greatness of himself. Atzmus Yisov. There's no question. There's no way to explain it. The Atzmus Yisov. A Rebbe gives to Chassidim his kesher. He's a chelik kamal mamish begolul. Yichide shebenefesh begolul, and he's megalul the yichide to every yidden that he should have an Atzmus Dike says in the Maimer, this expression, that I eat, feel, the tells the Kabbalah, that's my Yatsmi. It's not, I'm telling you, when you show, please have a Chamanas and eating, we're going on to your Nefesh because of you. That's what I eat. I eat is an Atzmi is the Kibbutz, so all is around is to be a eat. All is around is to bring out in some both into the world. Hashem is Zachem Yachad Malchus Elam Yisrael, Volo Befrat. A yid is expression of the Atzmus of Yitzhak. That's what we need a Rebbe for. That's what you get for the Rebbe. You don't get for the Rebbe only a deep mimer, a skull and a mimer, a knife shot, and it's all there. The major thing that the Rebbe gives is what it says in Tanya, the Dovka boy, Alidei Adveika boy, the Chachomim, the Dovka Nein Sovo. The Rebbe gives the Atzmisdike feeling. Das ist das. A Yid is not da, weil der Eibischte will. A Yid is not da, weil der Eibischte gibt immer Atzmisdike Yin, a Schliches, a Zesel, machen dir mit Tachtein. It's another touch in the Kuda. You don't understand what's going on. Not that the Rebbe you to explain. You should understand the greatness of Yitzhak. The Rebbe's Inyan, that's what the Rabbeim's Inyan is, to give it to us the feeling, to me'oirer in even the feeling that Hulavadi Hu vein Zolosoi, Ein Zolosoi. And we're only around because Ein Zolosoi wants us to be. This feeling, Asrisdike feeling, that's what you get for the Rebbe. I want to, this is only Rikitza, I want to just behemshot what we spoke before, which is a very important thing. I'm sitting around over here. I am older than most of the people over here, except Rebberu. I don't think anybody else over here is older than me. We went on Yechidus. Spoke before about skashes of Chosid. Spoke about Ayit. The Rebbe Nishma says that if you nicht geboren in them. If you're not geboren in them, that's why, if you remember, you're not born. He doesn't know he has to be born. When you know in Chassidus, it doesn't really affect him thoroughly to his whole being. That's why it's possible he should all of a sudden spread out some midas rois that he didn't yet wasn't affected. Or geboren in them means. So I think I want to tell you. I think it's important to know this. Skashus from a Chosid to the Rebbe wasn't only just because said by the Farbrengen, and he heard the Rebbe, what the Rebbe said. He saw the Rebbe. And he was affected of the avoid of the Rebbe, of the seichel of the Rebbe, and therefore he follows the Rebbe's hoiros. Most Chassidim who saw the Rebbe, who had a chance to go on Yechidus to the Rebbe. What's the in of Yechidus? The Rebbe explains Yechidus is that your Chiddush shebenefesh of the person who's going in the Chassidus, in Yechidus, is Mekasher himself to the Yechida of the Rebbe who is going into Yechidus. When in Yechidus, a person went into Yechidus, he didn't just go in to get a bracha to go say, how do you do? Went into the Rebbe and gave himself over to the Rebbe. Not just only that he told the Rebbe who I really am and please Rabbeinu Shalom help me, Rebbe help me, what I am. But also his battles. His battles with the Ichida of his Neshama, as much as possible for him to arouse his Ichida Shebenefesh With that, he went into the Rebbe's Rebbeinu Shalom. Rebbe, please pick me up and let me help the rut that I am in. That was Yechidus. That became started. All through generations. That was what Yechidus was. The connection of a chassid to the Rebbe, a deep, atzmi is deep. Connection to the Rebbe, that he's going to do whatever the Rebbe wants. Please take care of me. Help me to reach, at least get out of the rut. And pick me up higher. Went to the Rebbe. Used to ask him, says it with the Sichasim. Went to the Rebbe, went to ask him for a person that had problems. Whatever it was, b'mezid, b'shoyi, he had problems. He had Averis. And it says in Tanya, certain Averis that you can do, Shivwa, right away, B'shom, certain things you need more, certain things you need more. Chamanas on different levels. And you went to the Rebbe, please, help me, I got it, what am I supposed to do? How can all of a sudden I realize what's going on? The Rebbeinu Shalom, help me. Rebbe, tell me advice how I could scrub off my neshama what I would have forgotten the neshama durch. You went into the Rebbe and told him, I'm ready to do whatever you tell me. I'm bittel. I'm wegelegt zu Rebbe. I'm wegelegt. Rebbe, ich bin deiner. I promise you, I'm going to do whatever you tell me. Please help me get out of the rut. That's the first Yechidus. That started the connection. Atzmi is the connection. It's not a connection with Rebbe said, I like them, I like them. My whole Etzema Nefesh is began some Rebbe. And I'm continuing not just on Yechidus, my whole life. My whole days and my whole nights and my whole life. Whatever the Rebbe says, he's saving my life. It's the gate of my Yatzim on the shoulder. Those people who weren't on Yechidus. Those people who didn't have a chance to be on Yechidus. It's not only before Chav Zayin. It's that much earlier. The Rebbe didn't let in any Yechidus. They don't have Yechidus. They don't have a chance to have this arousing, this Yechidus of a Nefesh that keshet to the Rebbe. So the Rebbe said in the Sichas, in the first and third volume, that's still possible to go on Yechidus. In Poshet words, it means the chelik that you're giving is forward to the Rebbe. There's no difference whether you see the Rebbe in the physical body or you don't see the physical body. But the thing that is your Rebbe and that you're giving yourself over totally to the Rebbe, that's possible today also. You're asking the Rebbe to help you to be sacken your neshama. Earlier, when we saw the Rebbe would give aces, would tell you what to do to be mesaken certain avayas that you did or whatever. Today, you don't hear the exact answer. From your part, you have to do yours. For sure, there's certain avayas that we know, there's written in the Rebbe's Sichas, the Rebbe's letters, what a person could do, or you might think that's the Rebbe would have said it. But don't mention the Kuda. The Kuda is you have to attach. It says the Rebbe said he'll take care of his chassidim. Kama choset. So when we said before that Yud Kislev that werden geboren, they go on Yechidus. Other ways is this Tanakh. There's such a posik. Shmuel said, David Boyim Nachadish Mamluche, that even though David HaMelech was before, but let's start again. Nachadish the Meluche, to take upon ourselves the Meluche David HaMelech. Same way, there's possible. It's feeling, a weggeben sich zu dem Rebbe. Chassidus says, the Rebbe said, if you give yourself over to the Rebbe, he'll help you. There's a word that I'm counting on. It says people, the Friedrich Rebbe Rashab said, when you makaber something in the cave, you should tell the guy, get betzach zum Rebbe. And someone asked, what do I have to the Rebbe? You learn the Chassidus, you have some keshet him who take care of you. Don't, you're allowed to. You're allowed to. It's a very important thing. It's in the Geya everlasting. To go to Gan Eden, Gehenna. Du, die Aussage, übergeben zum Rebbe. Bist du geboren geworden? Did you understand that you need to have someone should help you? Should help you get out of the rut. And the Rebbe said, I'll help you. I'll give you the chibetz. That's the way it works. You say Yud Kislev, darf hate the Spados. See this, hate sich the Yud Kislev, hate sich the Yud. So I told you this Maimon, I said Yud is the Abdullah Atzmi, Malchus is Nimshich, the Abdullah Atzmi. I don't know what Teivishter is. Malchus is regarded that I should feel the everlasting Atzmi, so they saw who is regarded to the Sabbath Yeshmai. The Rebbe is regal is not telling you, explaining you more as color only. He's giving you the depth of Ein Sof Bohu. He's giving you the kesher to Ein Sof Bohu, Atzmi Ein Sof Bohu. And our job is, if you mit geboren werden, haben sich übergeben zu dem Rebbe, naiv von der ganze Atzmi ist übergeben zu dem Rebbe. Then, what Chassidus says is he'll take care of you. So, Chaim, ich der Eltern soll sein gesund und lebendige Heid, übergeben zu dem Rebbe. Was hebt sich an Yud Kislev, hebt sich an der Leide von der Chosid, Yud Kislev, the Miele, the Bris. A heilige connection to Yisroel. Chassidische Verbrei, chassidische Kesher to Yisroel. Hebt sich auf von Yud Kislev, es geht um die ganze Woche, geht bis Yud Kislev. Das Kislev ist eine chassidische, übergeben zu dem Eibisch, das Shoshone, so wenn ein nahe, gebenchte Jahr voll mit Giluyum von Yisroel. Und dicker sei die Giluyum von Mashiach Tzidkeinu, der Rebbe Melech HaMashiach sollen sie Galle werden und sie rausnehmen von Golus HaMar Hazeh, wie Yelechinu Kimis, Latzeinu Kol Mamish, Chaim. Ashreinu matay malkeinu manoim geyoleinu Ashreinu geyoleinu We spoke about how important it is to learn Tanya, to understand it, to understand what our Rebbe wants to help us, every person to become, have a year appreciation and really appreciation of what we have to be able to do Torah mitzvahs. Kain mitzvahs avos Hashem, kain mitzvahs achtas Hashem, kain mitzvahs avodas Hashem. That, and everybody could do it. That's what he's trying to say. Everybody doesn't mean only a person who's very, very smart, he knows a lot of philosophy, even a young boy, a young child. He's mechuyev to kind of mitzvahs. This is the way after them kind of mitzvahs. That's what the end of Tanya is about. Number one. Second thing we spoke about is that the Vittel Rebbe's Inyan is Boshe to learn Chassidus. To have as a priest, to learn Chassidus, to learn Bachove, learn the Vittel Rebbe's Mamorim. Beautiful and enjoyable was Mamorim. Try it out. Tamu Yu K'Tov Hashem. It's really very enjoyable to learn these Mamorim. It gives you appreciation. At the head, Kiddush Say so forth. Geschmack means that main thing is I'm so geboren werden mit kacheshem and nefesh. Whatever was. We could get there. We have a field to get there. We have a zman to get there. Now is a zman. Can't get away. Nobody could say that Chas v'sholom, Rahman Islam. You don't see that it's Tzvei l'Rang of Mashiach. You see Gilui and Gilulkus Nisim and the floors that are happening now. And the Rebbe told us this is simonim of the Geula, and we should expect Mashiach come any second. Shebizov don't have to wait till Trump becomes a president. He can do it right away. Kavana is a koinol kasbis Mashiach, and tell people the koinol kasbis Mashiach. That's the point. Now, as you say, I give him the floor to a battle. Alles is David zijn allemaal. In the floors. We should appreciate it and understand what's going on here.
Yeah, it's incredible. I just from a month ago, Nami Nakatsu, when everybody was worried, Mamish 300 in both.
What are you going to do about it?
What am I going to do about it? I'm going to start coming as soon as I get stronger.
What?
Every day to yeshiva to daven.
Wow.
That's number one.
Each one of us. Come on. That is
Huh?
fine.
Should feel strong.
Yeah.
Stronger.
Should be strong. Feel
Yeah,
strong.
at least
Thank you.
it takes time, you know. It's challenge.
Jump, a jump, a jump. Gotta jump.
You get knocked down, but as long as you get back up and you're able to give the knockout punch to the other side, then you're the winner. So it took you 10 to 15 rounds. But